Yo, fuck 1inch. Why? Why am I coming in with the heat today? Because they're not a decentralized exchange aggregator. Okay, there's nothing decentralized about the 1inch cryptocurrency trading platform. Why? Because they banned US citizens. So earlier this year, they put in their terms of service, which, originally that wasn't there. Then earlier this year, they added it saying US citizens can't trade here. And now they're boxing you out based off of your IP address. So you could maybe VPN and get in and whatever else. But the fact of the matter is, 1inch is nothing short of a centralized aggregator of trades. That's it. You could even say it's a centralized service that crawls decentralized exchanges and helps people make trades. You know why I'm upset? I'm upset because 1inch was a good service. I liked it more before the UI update where it was much more clear, the different routing and how this was, supposed to be the best trade and all of that. But the fact of the matter is that 1inch had helped me make money with my trades. And they made a lot of people a lot of money with their token airdrop. It was a lot of fun farming tokens and staking tokens on their platform and whatever else. And they even rewarded users back in some 1inch tokens with their gas fees if you were basically hoarding their tokens, which are clearly an awful investment with that, which, just to be clear, that's not financial advice. No one rejoices about the news of a decentralized service being super centralized. So today we're going to be looking at what the hell happened with 1inch and all of the decentralized exchange aggregator alternatives that are either as good, better than 1inch, or likely to give you thousands of dollars in free cryptocurrency airdrops coming soon. But before we get into all that craziness, I want to show you our resident Shiba Inu, Tails, our Doge. She's the owner of VoskCoin. My name is Vosk. I work here, and ironically, one of the trades we're going to be looking at later is potentially routed through Shiba Swap. So slap that subscribe button. Let's jump into it. It's just ridiculous, man. I'm just so sick of it. So, long story short, I got into crypto with mining and stuff like that, and especially GPU mining. And GPU miners get shafted and screwed over and backstabbed and disregarded time over time. And then it's really compounded by being a US citizen. Like Binance, whether you love or hate them, it's a really useful, it's a huge money maker exchange, not just for them, right? Because they're filthy rich, but it gives you huge opportunities. And those opportunities are taken away from you when you get kicked out for being a US city. And it's like, oh yeah, dude, just use a VPN, you idiot, boss. I do that, man. I do that. But you can't operate the same way. You can't relax. Because if they find you, they catch you, whoosh, they kick you out, they give you a short warning window. If you don't get your stuff out by then, they keep it. It's the Binance Mafia, and it's like that with a lot of other things. So, the DEX, Decentralized Exchange Aggregator Market Share. Okay, look at this. By far, every month, that 1inch is at least half of the market share for decentralized exchanges per this DBank data, updated as of today, and this is published on the block. So just kind of let that sink in, that they are the biggest and just a massive market share by so far 1inch. We've talked about them many times before, and just to be clear, I'm also assuming you know what 1inch is in this video and you have MetaMask set up. We've got a video guide on what MetaMask is, how to set it up and use it. And I have over 20 minutes of a full 1inch guide and why it's really, why it was really cool. And I mean, I'm upset because 1inch has helped me make more money. I mean, how else do I need to say it? 1inch is a tool and it was a useful tool, right? And so I recommend you check that video out if you're not in the US. One of my favorite things about 1inch, especially on their old UX, was when they showed the routing, and it takes you through all of their liquidity sources. And you could just circumvent them, right? You could just go there and you could trade with that exchange or that exchange. But then you quickly learn, especially with Ethereum gas fees, I can just allow 1inch to spend my tokens, and then I don't have to approve for Mooniswap. Then I don't have to approve for Oasis. Then I don't have to approve for Shiba Swap. And quickly, ding, 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 all these dings and these bills start adding up, and you're saving money on the approval fees, and you're making money by getting the best trades, and they take their little skim cut off top. You know what DEX aggregators are, DEX aggregators are like the most helpful leech in the business, right? Because you could just go to the decentralized exchange, and with the decentralized exchange, there is a fee, right? And then you use an aggregator, a service on top. You pay a fee on top of a fee. Mathematically, it doesn't make sense to use the aggregator. Just go to the best source. But in this era, and the ease of use and reliability and the confidence you can build by consistently, getting better trades, right? That's really powerful. And for a while, I would look at Uniswap, the biggest decentralized exchange on Ethereum, and then when I wanted to trade other tokens on Ethereum, I would punch it into 1inch, and 1inch was beating it. They were beating the trades because Uniswap is not always the best option. When you click over here and say I want to do this trade, F you. It looks like you're trying to use the 1inch DApp from a restricted territory, or using a VPN that shows your location as a restricted territory. Please change your VPN settings to correspond with your real location. And okay, yeah, we could load up a VPN and circumvent this, but I get sick of that. It's annoying, and you shouldn't have to do that. There are benefits to just using a VPN all the time, period. Especially as a US citizen. It doesn't mean you're doing bad things, but the fact of the matter is, this is just ridiculous. This is just absurd. It's so frustrating. I don't want them to call themselves a decentralized exchange when they have centralized parameters like this built in. I can hear it now. Sounds something like, Vosk, you're such a hater. Vosk, stop fighting 1inch, man. Vosk, why are you always lying? Yeah. I'm not. Okay, I understand that they want to masquerade around saying oh yeah, we're doing this to pave the way for our new US product. Bro, you decentralized. You don't have a US product. What do you think? I'm not like Tiger King. I'm not stupid. This is ridiculous. No one in the US wants a US product, period. Right? And it just sounds, it's ridiculous. I'm not buying that. And just to be clear and put this one on the record, there's not a single US product that you want to use over the international product. Perfect example, Binance.com versus Binance US. FTX US may be the only hope to have a decent US product eventually. But by the way, it's sucked compared to FTX for quite a while so far. NFTs are bringing the only hope. This is just like everything that starts interesting and great and then just becomes terrible and they destroy themselves. Why do you think that Shapeshift, okay, which was like the 1inch of the previous crypto bull run, why do you think that Shapeshift basically dissolved their company and went decentralized? Literally because of regulation baggage and things like this. Now they can be like, dude, we're decentralized. I don't know who's controlling it. Just kind of everybody, something everywhere. But clearly we just got 1inch ink over here. And I mean, it's disheartening. And if you aren't upset by this, then, you're just really naive. There's nothing else to say about it. And the worst part is 1inch is like glazing over it. Like it's not a big deal. Like it's not happening. You click over to their blog. I mean, we look just at all the articles. We'll just take this whole month, right? No. Where's the big ban sign? Oh yeah, they're not really acknowledging the fact that they just banned the United States of America. Citizens, okay, Americans, man. Once again, we get the shaft thanks to our corrupt government. Nothing but love from them. There's a new cryptocurrency miner reseller. And here's the crazy thing. They accept credit cards. I'll be surprised how long that lasts because credit card companies are so tough on those that sell crypto miners. But it's really cool to see that they offer that. So go ahead and check out with them with your credit card, and then you have the assurance that you could charge them back if you never received your miner. I don't think BT miners is a scam. If I did, I wouldn't be talking about them here on the channel. But my point is that this is very rare, especially when it comes to altcoin ASIC miners. For example, things like the L3+, the Antminer L7, the HS5, the Z15, the CK5. If you're looking for altcoin ASIC miners, you should check this out. Slap it on the card. Not financial advice though. I wonder, there's a lot of things that can do this, spur this, bring this stuff on. One of the things could be the fact that they have recently started offering buying cryptocurrencies on their platform. And without proper approvals and regulation, that can start to be an issue in the United States. If you're really truly decentralized, I don't see how you can be a target, because you're like this amorphous organization, the unrecognizable blob thing. But that's just maybe a drop in the bucket, but it's frustrating, right? So then we look at some of the other decentralized exchange aggregators. Some of these I've used with good results, like Paraswap. And then there are other ones like ox.org and their matcha.xyz, which, by the way, we've been talking about Rabbit Hole and the upcoming potential airdrops with their platform and stuff like that. They just dropped a new quest. But basically, if you run through their projects and you go over to Matcha, you will see that this is one of the tasks on here for previous basically quests and potentially future ones as well. Which I'm not saying an airdrop from Rabbit Hole GG is guaranteed, but it's something that I'm making sure that I'm leveling up and gonna be eligible for. Okay, so just a little tip there, alpha, if it turns out to be true. Then there's TokenLon. I've never used TokenLon, and I can't use TokenLon. It's not working for me. Maybe the jumping on the 1-inch bandwagon here, or it's just not loading for me. I even put my ad blocker shields down and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just not happening. So I have nothing good to say about TokenLon, and I definitely don't recommend it. I have used Matcha and Paraswap. I have not used them to the extent that I can be like, oh, definitely Paraswap. Oh, definitely Matcha, right? But they have gasless trading and open beta, and that's got me intrigued. And it's just like how we're working on a video about using Uniswap on Optimism. But how do they achieve gasless trading? Okay, so with this, they have several token pairs with gasless trading. WETH, USDC, which WETH is wrapped Ethereum. It's Ethereum traded on top of the Ethereum blockchain. And so we have WETH, USDC, DAI, USDT, wrapped Bitcoin, which is Bitcoin traded on top of the Ethereum blockchain, USDC, WBTC, DAI, USDT, and some select other pairs. But that's pretty interesting. And that could be a huge, massive advantage moving forward if you don't have to use a layer 2 solution like Optimism, but you have this gasless trading. I mean, that will save you hundreds of dollars per trade. That's huge, right? And you may be thinking, Vosk, why aren't you talking about the other guy? You know who we want to talk about? We want to talk about MetaMask. What about MetaMask, Vosk? Okay, we'll talk about MetaMask, whatever. So MetaMask is, you've probably heard of it by now. It's like the leading wallet for Ethereum. It's the gateway to crypto dApps, decentralized applications and stuff like that. And a while ago, they added this button. What is this button? So let's say I want some Badger tokens. That's B Badger. I want some Badger tokens. So I go ahead and click. I actually don't have that much Ethereum here right now, literally due to gas fees. So you can click the swap function. You don't have to expand the view. You can do it, click and do that. But what you can do is you can click swap, and it says review in Bancor, Uniswap. And with that, they say that, hey, we can do this. We'll be able to turn 0.5 ETH into 95.6 Badger tokens, or whatever tokens you're trying to trade into. It estimates your gas fee. It tells you a max fee, and also includes their, I think this is a really hefty percent. You pay about a 1% fee just to MetaMask. Understand that is a 1% fee you're paying on top of the fees built into these liquidity pairs, normally like 0.3%, but they could be higher. Important thing to note here, though, is that we have token airdrops on the horizon with MetaMask. They're set up to basically have the biggest token airdrop in the history of ever. And it's not going to be just, having a wallet and using it. The only just good metric they have to airdrop tokens would be to distribute them to their platform users that use the swap function. because that literally makes MetaMask money and shows you are a core user and basically a money maker for them in their environment. So yeah, I absolutely do some MetaMask swaps here and there, but I will advise you and caution you that I have not gotten the best trades with MetaMask, but I've gotten the easiest trades with MetaMask, and I open up that eligibility. Most people don't think it's going to be simply one. It could be 3, 5, 10, 25 trades. Could have a minimum dollar amount of $25 per trade or total, or 100 or 250, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of speculation of, how this can fall and how they can create a parameter that would be, okay and beneficial for, the parties involved. Have you been looking for the bridge between crypto and the real estate market? Well, look no further, because you can just look at today's video sponsor. Yeah, it's going to be ContraCoin. But what is the ContraCoin network? They say that they're making the dream of owning your own home possible. But how? Right? So what is ContraCoin, and why is it relevant? So ContraCoin was founded with one vision in mind: make property ownership easily available to the masses, forming the most limitless venue to buy real estate. Leverage your ContraCoin for an equity advance to purchase a property within the ContraCoin network. That's pretty weird and interesting. Like, that's okay. I'll buy a house with crypto. Hell yeah. And you can buy the ContraCoin right now by going to their site and clicking buy. But before I start spending any money, just to be clear, this isn't financial advice. I do some more research on the team and the company, right, or the project. So they have a public team. They're transparent. They're not anonymous developers and stuff like that. So that's good to see. They all have their LinkedIns linked to their profiles on their site, so you can do more research on each individual before you potentially proceed. ContraCoin is an ERC20 token with the ticker CTCN. So that means that it's easily tradable on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of liquidity and volume on there right now, but that could change in the future. Learn more about ContraCoin and everything they're working on with the link out in the video description below. It's interesting because taking some data from Masari that they pulled from the token terminal. So this was just posted, fresh off the press, right? 3 DeFi protocols generating over 100 million in annualized revenue, which is crazy, right? That's insane. DYDX, another service that's not all that decentralized and barred US citizens from using it, which really sucks. I'll leave it at that. Their airdrop that just happened is worth over $100,000. You could have gotten $100,000 for free if you weren't in the US and you used their platform before they dropped their token. That hurts. Then Cake, Yearn Finance, Sushi, Aave, and a bunch of other platforms, but even the guys down low on this list, like QuickSwap. Do you understand? 12 million in annualized revenue is still a lot. That is so. This is decentralized exchanges are huge money makers, right? And decentralized exchange aggregators, DEX aggregators, live on top of them as, you could say like useful parasites, right? And they're extracting value from these huge, basically value whales. So just think about that. Let that sit. Let that sink in. Also, make sure to follow your boy on Twitter. Come on. Like, I try to tweet fun stuff, funny stuff, hot takes, relevant stuff, whatever. I try to do it all on Twitter, and it's a fun medium to try to like distribute things quickly, because YouTube, we got to shoot, we got to edit, we got to polish it, got a standard here. So, with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and close out today's video. I'm frustrated. 1inch deserves all the negative flack they're getting and more in this regard, and it's disgusting. It pisses me off, and it's just another person backing down, not fighting the fight. So obviously nothing in this video is financial advice, but if I could advise you to do anything, it'd be slap that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up on the video, leave a comment. Let me know what DEX aggregator you are using or why you are not using one. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for viewing. I will see you on the next video. Please be advised, there are scammers impersonating us on multiple platforms. I don't want your money. I just want you to smash that subscribe button. Everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only. That means it's not financial advice.